Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kilowatt. My name is Bodie, and I am your host. And today's show is going to be a little bit different. Initially, I wanted to do some Tesla news and then cover some Rivian news because Rivian CFO spoke at a financial summit, Claire McDonough, and Rivian's CEO, RJ Scaringe. He had an interview with Marques Brownlee. We were going to talk about that. We were going to play some clips. I have all the clips pulled. I don't have anything intelligent to say about the clips because I pulled the clips because they're interesting. Now I actually need to, figure out how I'm going to tie everything all together. And I'm not going to lie, my week has been cuckoo bananas and my brain power is low, which if you ask my wife, she'd probably say it's always low. But yeah, it's 7:00 on a Saturday. I was supposed to record this thing on Friday, and it's been go, go, go for the last couple of weeks. So I apologize about that. However, I do have some Tesla news prepared for you, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Our first story, I want to thank Steve Sheridan for sending this in. Brad Sloan is a drone operator in Austin, Texas, and he has these great drone shots of Giga Texas. In one of his latest videos, he's flying over this massive structure. Giga Texas is just absolutely massive. And you can see all of the work that's getting done there and all the movement throughout the property. That's cool in itself. But he actually caught the Cybertruck in front of a wind tunnel. And the thought is that they were testing out the mono wiper. And if you don't know what that is, it's one giant windshield wiper. It pivots from the driver's side and spans the entire front windshield or windscreen if you're from the UK. This thing, the windshield itself, first of all, when you see this windshield from the air on the Cybertruck, it is so big. I get why they need this massive mono wiper because the windshield is just enormous. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see the Cybertruck from the air. So I highly suggest checking it out. If you're not interested in all the stuff that's going on at Giga Texas and you just want to see the Cybertruck, just fast forward 12 minutes and 54 seconds and you can see the Cybertruck there. But it's a really good video. We also got a faraway shot of the Cybertruck front. In the article that I was reading, it said that the frunk was massive. And I'm going to be honest with you, we kind of got a side shot. So I don't know how they know that the frunk is massive based on the side shot that we got. It could be. I can't tell. It probably is because, Tesla does really big frunks and they promised a big frunk. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be big or not. It's just it was a weird article on the size of the Cybertruck frunk without actually seeing the Cybertruck frunk. Got a little more Cybertruck news for you. There are more Cybertruck jobs being posted for Giga Texas. These include positions in general assembly, battery pack production, drive unit development, and paint. So just another step closer to production, and I'm getting excited. Actually, I'm very antsy. I want to hear more information on the final specs and the final pricing on this. And I was thinking last night, when is Tesla going to finally give us this information, the information that I so desperately want? And I think it might be at Tesla's annual shareholder meeting, which is on May 16th, 2023. And here's why. Normally, the annual shareholder meeting is in June. There have been times when they've pushed that back more into the fall. I think last year's was in September, if I remember right. But the reason why is they coupled that with another announcement. And you would think that if there was no big announcement to make, they would just do it in June like they always do. However, Cybertruck production is supposed to start in June. The annual shareholders meeting is May 16th. I'm hoping they're going to make an announcement then. I would not go so far as to say I would expect them to make an announcement then. I'm just really hoping they'll make an announcement then. Also, they have their Q1 2023 earnings call on April 19th. So we'll cover that. And I believe today's the 15th. So that's next week. So we'll cover that next week. Tesla has announced yet another set of significant price drops for the Model 3 and Model Y in Europe and in Israel and Singapore. The price cuts have resulted in renewed demand for Tesla vehicles, which, because that allows more people to afford them, this increased demand has led to Tesla breaking sales records. It's been really good for the company. One notable discount is a €6,000 reduction in Performance Model 3 from €59,990 to €53,990. That's in France and the Netherlands. European customers can expect a 5 to 10% discount on most trim levels in most countries, with higher trims getting larger cuts and the lower trims getting the smaller cuts. There's one exception. Norway, the long-range Model Y in Norway is getting a slight increase by 10,000 Norwegian kroner, I think is the currency. If you're in Norway, let me know. I know we have a lot of listeners in Norway. Which is just under €900, or right around $900 if you're keeping track. Tesla has attributed the price cuts to production scaling, with Gigafactory Berlin recently reaching a production landmark of 5,000 vehicles per week, which is what we talked about last week, a significant improvement from the 3,000 vehicles per week that they had at the end of last year. I love that Tesla is keeping their prices relatively reasonable. I was really worried that as prices increased and we were up into the $60,000 range for some of these cars, the cars that were supposed to be affordable, I was worried that they might come down a little bit. They wouldn't come down to the level that they were before the pandemic. But I need not worry, because they have come down right around that level. I think right now they're appropriately priced, whereas 6 months ago I think they were ridiculously expensive. All right, moving on. Even though the Tesla Semi is out in the world and delivering sugary drinks and salty snacks, we don't know much about it. Fortunately, we have a few more details. But first, a history lesson. During the Tesla Semi unveiling event late in 2017, Tesla estimated that the truck's 300-mile version would cost right around $150,000, and the 500-mile variant would cost around $180,000. Remember when we just talked about price cuts? This isn't going to be one of those stories, because it appears that Tesla's initial estimate for the vehicle was a little low. Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District Executive Director Alberto Ayala noted that the district paid for 18 of the 21 Tesla semis that would be used for PepsiCo in South Sacramento. This was through $4.5 million in grants. The cost of Tesla's Class 8 all-electric truck was around $250,000, about twice that of a conventional diesel-powered Class 8 truck. So we have a price. It's more than we thought it was going to be, or it's more than Tesla said it was going to be. What about range for $250,000? You'd think you'd get at least 500 miles range, which is that top-end Class 8 truck that Tesla unveiled. Erica Edwards, Senior Vice President for Manufacturing for PepsiCo, was optimistic about the company's growing Tesla Semi fleet, saying that Tesla semis in PepsiCo's fleet today typically travel about 400 miles before they need to be recharged. So that's not too bad. I don't hate that number. So it probably does have a top end close to somewhere around 500 miles, but you're not going to recharge these trucks, or you're not going to charge these trucks all the way up to 100%. So 400 miles, right around there, seems reasonable. Tesla filed a Form 8K with the SEC, introducing a new rule on how directors can be nominated to the board. Before we talk about that, I should say that Tesla faced some criticism over the past year or so regarding the board of directors, particularly during a time when the company's stock plummeted and they put increased pressure on the board. The investors put increased pressure on the board to act and override Elon. Instead, they just went with the flow and did what Elon wanted, because the board is very friendly to Elon. In the past, it seems like Tesla's board members have been handpicked by Elon. Whether they were or they weren't, I don't know. Not going to say that they were, but they are definitely, they've all been very friendly to Elon. Like Elon's brother is on the board. And we're going to talk about another person who really likes Elon in a few minutes here. But the investors are frustrated because they would like a voice, which makes sense, and they'd like to be able to get people on the board. So according to the new filing, Tesla will now allow any shareholder or a group of shareholders of up to 20 investors who control a minimum of 3% of Tesla's stock, Tesla's outstanding shares, and they've done so for a minimum of 3 years to nominate someone to board of directors. So what would happen is someone would get nominated, and at the shareholder meeting, they get approved or denied. I think this is awesome. These nominated directors can constitute either 2 or 20% of the board seats, whichever number is greater. So if there's 10 people, it's 2. If there's 100 people, it's 20. Nominees will be considered by the number of seats available under the 2-seat 20% rule. And the new board member nomination process does not guarantee that they get a seat on the board. They have to meet certain criteria. Nominees will face a vote of shareholders to determine if they gain the seat. Now, remember when I said that there was somebody who was really friendly to Elon that's about to be appointed to the board or voted on, who's been nominated, I should say? Former Tesla CTO J.B. Straubel and current CEO of Redwood Materials, which is a battery recycling company, has been nominated to the board. Do I think this is a bad pick? No. Do I think he's going to go with what Elon wants? Yes. All right, everybody. That is it for me this week. If you want to email me, you can. It's Bodie, BODIE, at 918digital.com. You can find me on Twitter at 918digital. Next week, we go back to 2 shows per week. I don't know what I was thinking when I said we were going to do 3. I knew what I had to do this week. I knew all of the things that I needed to get done. I do not know why I added 1 extra show for the week. It's stupidity. Actually, I do know why I'm stupid. That's exactly why I did it. Because I was like, that ain't going to be hard. Turns out it is. It takes a long time. Next Tuesday, or this Tuesday, we're going to hear from Rivian's CEO, RJ Scaringe, and Rivian's CFO, Claire McDonough. All right, everybody, that's it for me. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you on Tuesday.